Welcome and President remarks, sir. Respected Chief Guest Professor A. Ravindranath, FIE, former Dean, Faculty of Technology, College of Technology, Usman University, and Professor Emeritus, Center for Biotechnologies, JNTU. My colleagues, Sri Engineer T. Anjay Garu, FIE, Honor Secretary, IATSC, Engineer B. Brahmanati Garu, FIE, Chairman-elect, IATSC, Dr. G. Venkasubbe Garu, FIE, Honor Secretary-elect, IATSC, past presidents, past vice presidents, council members of IEI, past chairmen, past honor secretaries, committee members, and corporate members of IATSC, budding engineers, and ladies and gentlemen, good evening all. Today I am very happy and consider it a great honor to be amidst this August gathering and extend my hearty welcome to the chief guest and all of you to the World Students Day. World Students Day is celebrating every year on 15th October. The day is celebrated in honor of the birthday anniversary of former President of India, Dr. APJ Abdul Kalam. It is customary to introduce the today's chief guest, Professor A. Ravindranath, FIE. Professor A. Ravindranath, FIE, former Dean, Faculty of Technology, Usman University. Ravina?
Yeah, Mr.
Professor Ravindranath, former Dean, College of Technology, Usman University, and Professor of Emeritus, Center for Biotechnology, JNT, was awarded with the prestigious UGC BSR facultyship. This award is conferred on talented faculty of continuous on the rich expertise and productive research contribution for the additional period of 3 years after supervision. The UGC BSR fellowship is award to science and engineering faculty who have a record of qualified PhD and publications with the cumulative impact factor 50 in Scopes Index for journal, in addition to executed 3 major research projects in the last 10 years. In sustainable manner in their career. Earlier, he was selected for MHRD flagship scheme of the Leadership of Academicians programs, LEAP, to get trained at the University of Cambridge, UK, and also at Oxford University in UK under the World Bank project Technical Education Quality Improvement Program, TechTube, at the world top ranked institution. On behalf of the Telangana State Center of IEI and on my own behalf, I once again extend a hearty welcome to all of you to this important event. Thank you all. Now I am requesting and now I am requesting Professor Ravindranath Sahab to continue his valuable speech, sir. Thank you, sir. Thank you very much.
So, good afternoon, the chairman of the IEI Telangana State Chapter and Honorary Secretary, IEI Telangana State Chapter, and other executive members of the IEI Telangana State Chapter, and learned members, mainly FIEs, MIEs, and associate members, and also some of the students who are joining in this particular webinar. So I convey my greetings of Happy Dasara to all of you, and also Happy World Student Day. As you are well aware of that, as Chairman Professor Dr. Ramnayak mentioned about why it is being celebrated as a World Students Day. Because we know very well, most of the international days are marked to educate the public on issues of concern, to address global problems, and also to celebrate and reinforce the achievements of humanity. Each International Day normally provides the community with an opportunity to organize activities related to the theme and to create public awareness on the same. So this year, there is no a specific theme has been identified, but some of the countries are adopted the International Education Day theme as one of the part, which is part of the Sustainable Development Goals. So let us just try to know briefly about how this particular day has been initiated, because World Students Day is the perfect opportunity for us to pay honor not only to the celebrated personality Dr. APJ Abdul Kalam, but also to acknowledge the students of the whole world. From all corners of the globe, students are working hard to achieve their career goals and make a difference. So because of this, the Students' Day is being made. Why the Abdul Kalam birthday is coinciding with this particular event? The reason is he has a special passion for teaching and as well as a love for the students. So that could be the reason in 2010, the United Nations organization declared 15th October as World Students' Day in an attempt to acknowledge the efforts of the former President of India, Dr. Kalam, towards his love for students and their education needs. The World Students' Day is celebrated every year to mark in honor of the birth anniversary of late Bharat Ratna Dr. APJ Abdul Kalam. Further, if you look at, so the World Students' Day considered as a celebration of multiculturalism, diversity efforts, and cooperation among students across the globe. Students display and celebrate their acts of social responsibility and have gatherings on campus to showcase the causes they volunteer for community service and also take part in various competitions. So this is one of the event for the students to themselves identify themselves, so how they are faring better in the system. I want to give a little brief about the Bharat Ratna APJ Abdul Kalam. Probably most of you know because he is born in Rameshwaram, Tamil Nadu, October 15, 1931. But he worked as scientist and administrator at the DRDO and the Indian Space Research Organization. So Kalam also gave invaluable contribution towards developing India's civilian space and military missile programs before becoming the 11th President of India. So he is popularly known as the Missile Man of India and People's President of the nation of largest democracy. And Dr. Kalam was widely recognized for authoring more than 25 inspiring books. So, and celebrated scientist and educationist, public speaker and philosopher and renowned thinker also. He was well known for his insightful lectures to students. His words and quotes are source of motivation to many to achieve the academic excellence. So that is the reason. So this particular personality we are trying to remember on his birthday and celebrating his birthday as a World Students' Day. If you know very well, the Happy World Students' Day we consider today. So if a country has to progress or prosper, so it should have a nation with a beautiful minds and thinking very high. So that's the reason the students are one of the such kind of personalities who can inspiring minds are there, igniting the minds. There is one book also written by the Sri Kalamji, and there are 3 key social members who can make difference, as we very well known. So they are the father, the mother, and the teacher. Further, they have to follow 4 things. Having a great aim, one of the important things for the students. Acquiring the knowledge is another aspiration they have to fulfill, and fulfilling and putting an effort to hard work and also maintain some perseverance. So then anything can be possible or to be achieved from this. So if the whole universe is friendly to us or conspires only to give the best to those who dream and work. So there is a caption by the Sri Kalamji, mainly dream to visualize and act to conceptualize. So this was one of the things where the real education enhances the dignity of the human being and increases his or her self-respect. If only the real sense of education could be realized by each individual and carried forward in every field of the human activity. This is one of the aspects which he used to preach to the wherever he goes for lecturing the student community. So he also made what the main wishes of the students are supposed to be. Everyone is a student of life as well as a keep learning something of the other throughout our lives. So that is a lifelong learning process, one among the important thing for any individual, so that they can continue to acquire the knowledge and empower with that particular knowledge. So just wanted let them to know that they are doing great or not. The students deserve more love, respect, and appreciation than they usually get. So today is a day to bless them and wish them all the best. So that's the reason today just we are celebrating. The students are the building blocks of the future of the world, and on them we depends on how the structure of the world will be. So they pave the way for tomorrow's world, and so we should give them the respect that they deserve. So that is the reason they are the future citizens. They are going to govern or lead the countries in a different situation. We have to always make them to know. So that's not one of the things, because today we consider to be a senior citizens, we achieved much more, but we don't know why we have to respect the students, because he has a lot of future. So then he can be we cannot make any kind of passing remarks so about his futures, but we have to see that he may become something tomorrow. But someone can criticize because we have made the things, but we cannot criticize the student because what he can become future also. That's the reason just today the what kind of respect we have to confer them, just we are going to discuss in a different way. So further, if you look at the students are the future, these are the people and the minds that are going to take our countries forward. And no matter their background or their field of study, we should always celebrate those who want to further their knowledge, with a lot of students going to great lengths to do so. So that is the advantage if you are a learner, lifelong learner. So if you are continue to be a student, even in spite of your over age, and you will be considered to be the one of the contributor to the society. The students of the country is who will take the country further and will handle its important affairs. So hence we are known as the future shapers. So this where, while there are many students who go to great extents to gain knowledge and contribute well to the society, we know very well there are here the teacher, not only the things, even parent also another teacher to the student. So how we can support the students is another important aspect in his endeavors. So now how you can create or celebrate the World Students Day, mainly make sure that the students feel special and also look for ways to encourage them to be the best that they can be. Help the student to understand the nonsense of the way of life or in the place and where they live also. But facilitate the student support activities that empower and progress in their life and careers. That is what one of the important aspects. We know very well the studentship is not so easy, especially for the international students who are going abroad, leaving their parents aside and going to a new environment, how they are going to struggle to survive themselves, to afford their fees, to continue their livelihood in a foreign soil. So that was a very tough situation. So considering their efforts, their hardships in acquiring the knowledge or degree qualification, so just this particular day has been dedicated after our late Bharat Ratna Dr. APJ Abdul Kalam, because we know how we struggled and strived for his studies at a very, very young age. So this has been taken into consideration when United Nations announcing this as a World Students Day. So now we look at the Student Day is supposed to have certain kind of activities. So on this day, let the students know how they are important and they are, and also how diverse and unique in their own ways, and each one will take their time to bloom in a different ways. So that means how they can improve their knowledge, skills, and competency, and also attitudes and values. Normally, the knowledge, skills, and competency comes from the curricular activities, but the co and extracurricular activity enable the students to develop certain values and also some positive attitudes. So let the students to be made aware of their impacts on society and the world. So the students can also be made aware of Dr. APJ Abdul Kalam and his achievements. So normally on this context, we also need to organize certain competitions, whether it is essay competitions or debate competition or quiz competitions, like that. The students, they can be celebrated by launching various projects and competitions to help them explore their talents in different areas. So each student should be recognized for their achievements in diverse areas and organize various sets of activities and different fields, thus providing the students with a platform to explore their talents. So this is what normally we are expecting. And the main important thing on the World Students Day, this particular theme, as I told you earlier, the International Education Day 2020, which the theme is there, more or less the same has been taken, considered for this particular one. So even though there is no official theme, the goal of the campaign would definitely be to provide support to students around the world by creation of new world through learning for people and learning for planet, learning for prosperity, and learning for peace. So under this, also expanding their partnerships or collaborations. Actually, these 5 points, 5 P's are part of the Sustainable Development Goals. So we know very well the people who should live with equity, and prosperity should be normally the profits, what we say, economic supposed to be viable, and planet should be bearable, and peace is supposed to be sustained in the society. Otherwise, there will be a lot of economic damage do happens. So it may be possible not only the wars and conflicts, the other kinds of vulnerability like COVID-19 also is unresting the situation, not only economy, the peace in the home, peace in the society, like that. So the partnerships and collaborations are necessary for things to help each other and also to prosper together. So these are the one of the important one. So if you look at the peace word, the people everywhere are cared equally, peace means. So that's what the important thing just we are looking at. As far the people is concerned, the Sustainable Development Goals, the world's determination to end poverty and hunger in all their forms and dimensions. So this is what normally they are looking at, and to ensure that all human beings can fulfill their potential dignity and equality and in a healthy environment. So this is what it is being looked out by the Sustainable Development accordingly. So students and universities, institutions and professional bodies need to work so to get this particular thing to be realized, what Sustainable Development Goal is mentioning. As we know, around 10,000 BC, the population was 5 million. Today, it is almost 2020. By 2020, it was 7.8 billion. Actually, if population to reach 1 billion, it took almost around 10,000 years. Normally, it was 1800 AD only it reached the first 1 billion population. So next 130 years, it took the 2 billions, another 1 billion has been added. So after that, another 30 years only, it took another billion to be added. So by 1975, 4 billion population were there, and 1986, 5 billion, and 1997, 6 billion, and 2008, 7 billion, and almost now it is 7.8 billions by 2020. So if you look at that 200 million years to reach the 1 billion population, almost it has taken on this planet. So now you can see the whatever the technological advancement that has happened during 17th and 18th century. So the knowledge of science and technology enabled this to contain the deaths of the people, and we are able to forecast the all calamities and contain preventive measures we are able to take up, and subsequently even the treatment methods for any kind of infectious diseases we are able to look at. Actually, there are only 165 million people have been died so far through wars, and 250 million died of smallpox infection, and 75 million alone died in India with the plague. So this kind of things now we are able to contain. So with the all kinds of technological advancement or healthcare measures. So the planet, if you look at the sustainable development goals, set a goal to protect the planet so it can support the needs of the present and future generations. So that's what normally we look at. Even sustainable development definition is also without compromising the needs of the future generation, how we are able to meet our requirements, one of the important things. So nearly every day we are seeing just how connected and fundamental climate change is to be global development. So this one normally we are looking at. Earlier, the Ministry of Environment and Forest, now it has been changed its nomenclature, Ministry of Environment, Forest and Climate Change. So how we have to nurture the nature is one of the important thing. Unless you understand, so nature is a natural behavior and are acquired characteristics, so that developed through genetic constitution, and are the factors of the environment that influences the living system. But nurturing means nurture is an activity that helps to care, encourage and promote for the growth and raise to support for the sustainable development in improving the quality of life. So this what we are taking into consideration. And even student also need to be nurtured for his developing his knowledge, skills and competency, and also attitudes and values. So nature is not a someone's private property. It has to be preserved, protected and enhanced and enriched for the benefit of future generations to achieve the objectives of the sustainable development in making the world a better place to live, mainly how peaceful it is. That's what we look at. When look at the prosperity, the sustainable development goals aims to ensure so that all human beings can enjoy prosperous and fulfilling lives, and that the economic, social and technological programs, whatever progress we just accomplished, in a harmony manner with the nature. So that we have to look at. So if you are destroying the nature and wanted to make your own benefit, but the future generation will be at a high, with a high impact of natural devastations. So that is going to happen through climate change. So we have to look at knowledge-based economy is one of the important things for the prosperity, and also intellectual property gains, what the technological advancement making us to know how economy is growing nowadays, the things we have to see. Now almost 50% of the middle class population is surviving in the world over, and just we have to see how their lives to be further to be improved for improving their quality of life. Finally, the peace is another important one. The sustainable development goals rightly note that there can be no sustainable development without peace, and no peace without sustainable development. So therefore, set out the goals to foster peaceful, just and inclusive societies. So this is what normally we consider. How the inclusive societies are going to come up when people everywhere are cared equally is one of the important one. So this what we look at. So that is the reason earlier there is a difference between equal distribution and equity or inclusiveness. So equal distribution for all kinds of people, we are able to give the same. But different diversity needs are diverse needs are there for those people we are not able to address. So if you are not able to address diverse needs of those people, so that is called equity or inclusiveness. So which the new coin that has been promulgated during the UPA government, so that is continuing now, even the new NDA government also. This we have to continue. So another important aspect is partnerships. So this is not be part of the theme, but we have to know this is also equally important. So the Sustainable Development Goals call for a spirit of strengthened global solidarity. Problems that cross geographies and sectors require collaboration that does as well. So these are the things normally we look at these five. components. Once these 5 components are known, so there are number of books which has been inspired many people, written by the APJ Abdul Kalam. Includes first and foremost was the India 2020, a vision document for the new millennium. So this he first published book was this one. So he was conceptualized what is Vision 2020. Actually, by 2020, India should become a developed nation, not no more continue to be a developing nation, but still we are continuing to be a developing nation. So we have not achieved the targets, so the vision document mentioning about that. Especially, I would like to, because I am from the education and teaching background and university teaching background. So there we targeted, we should achieve the world average by 2020 on gross enrollment ratio. That was anticipated was 30 at that time by 2020. But we not even reached the world average of the 30 as anticipated, because it is only as on 2020 we completed only 28.6 things only just we achieved. Now we are targeting 50 by 2035. Next 15 years, the gross enrollment ratio should be reached to 50. So this the effect of things the government has to think why we are not able to achieve that particular target and what kind of intervention measures are necessary. But the new education policy which has been recently promulgated by the government of India, probably if proper as whatever envisioned in that that particular document, so hopefully it should reach the world average by 2035. But at the same time, world average also increased by 2020. It was went to 34 as the world average. Now the gross enrollment ratio, even today we have not reached the world average of gross enrollment ratio. This we have to look into this. I would like to tell you the some of the books which he has written, some of the interesting, and we need to inculcate. And our actually, I feel that the Institute of Engineers India also should have these particular APJ Abdul Kalam books to be in our library and accessible, or digitized copies are also available. We have to procure and keep it in our website. So the second book is Wings of Fire. It is an autobiography of APJ Abdul Kalam. And then Ignited Minds. It is actually unleashing the power of within India. So this mainly the younger generation abilities he wanted to look it through Ignited Minds. And then Luminous Sparks is another one, a biography on words and colors. And then Guiding Souls, also another one, the dialogues on the purpose of life, mainly it is there. And then Mission of India, a vision for India's youth, mainly Indian youth, another one. So the next, Inspiring Thoughts. So this is mainly the quotation series are there, number of quotations. And so You Are Born to Blossom. So this is also another book which is Take My Journey Beyond. So this the theme it was there in that. Then this The Scientific India, a 21st Century Guide, is another book was also published by him. And Failure to Success, a Legendary Lives, and Target 3 Billion, and You Are Unique, Scale New Heights by Thoughts and Actions. And next, Turning Points, another book. And Indomitable Spirit, another one. The Spirit of India and Thoughts for Change, another book. And My Journey, and Governance for Growth of India, Growth in India. And these are some of the books. Forge Your Future is also another important book which he published, and there are more than 25, I think 25 listed books are there. So these are the things just it helped motivated many of the students and young generation to follow. Actually, as mentioned, just we also should have the library of these particular books with the IEI chapter mainly. And further, I wish to say the student identity comes in such a aspect in an institution. So where unless he adhere to certain qualities, first and foremost, the student is to adopt the discipline. And second, it should have a spark to imagine. Third, he should have a mind to innovate. And then fourth, he should have the will to achieve. And fifth, he should have the talent to plan, and next sixth, he should have the ability to succeed, and seventh, he is supposed to have the strength to work. So one should be healthy also. So that is the reason physical activity is one of the important aspects we should see from right from school to the colleges. If he is not good enough in the physical activities and co-curricular activities, probably the attitudes and values he may not come to know. The another thing is strength to work is there, and then knowledge to spread, and leadership to motivate, and courage to practice, promote, and commitment to service. That is another important thing, and compassion towards community is another important one. So this introduces a unique kind of education and learning style. So that encourages a student to be responsive, constructive, creative, and independent. So these are certain qualities which are important for the students. So that is the reason just we know if we are associated with any educational institutions, we the members and students are, if they are part of this particular seminar, they should be also aware of that, what their role and responsibilities is there. Normally, student should be a good challenger. So to accelerate his growth, he should be a good listener and also should be expecting what he want to learn from the teacher. And then once he expect from the teacher, then he should be in a position to acquire that particular knowledge through his efforts. And after that particular knowledge is acquired, then he must be in a position to retain and then nourish further, and then equip himself and revive, so whenever it is required. So that's the reason reproducibility is another important thing. He should be a good learner, and there should be, for this he need to maintain the attendance and to be part of project works and taking part, interest and test grades and understanding, deeds, extra efforts, service. Actually, even the world over also, there are 6 important aspects they are mentioning about. The first and foremost, the student should focus on getting an internship. Actually, there should be a practice in Western countries and US and other nations. So there is a N while you learn concept is there. So in that process, the student will, while experiencing certain things on the society, what is required, he is also able to do perform well with his academics. So that's what such kind of opportunities we need to provide. And the internship is there. Then another mentorship is there. Choosing the right teacher is another important aspect. And working in a team group, the team spirit is another important aspect. So these are things, and professional participation, professional bodies. I wish that the IEA institutional chapter should encourage so activities at the institutions through the various things, so that the leadership will emerge. So student as a visionary, normally he should dream to visualize, and then he has to act to conceptualize. So we know very well the 9 diamond is ultimate title we give to the student is a diamond. So Vajram Ratnam Lanti Vadani. So there should be dreams in their eyes, first and foremost, first diamond. The second diamond is desire in their heart. And third diamond is doctrine in their spirit. And fourth is discipline in their approach, and determination in their mind, distinction in their merit, and devotion in their actions, and dedication in their service, and dignity in their achievement. So these are the 9 diamonds, Navaratnalu. So that kind of qualities one has to acquire. So one of the important things, the student acquisition of relevant skills. Normally, we used to receive diverse learners. So one is known to be a gifted learner who is a self-motivated one. The second one is a average learner who is requires a motivation, and third one is a passive learner who needs an attention. So these 3 kinds of learners have different abilities. So based on their abilities, we have to ensure that so how they can improve their abilities to the extent, whether it is employability, whether to the entrepreneurship, whether to the scholastic levels. The skills normally classified. The skills has been classified into 3 types. One is life coping skills, and sector based skills, and scholastic based skills. So life coping skills are 3 kinds: basic, analyzing, and personal skills. And sector-based skills are whether we know the GDP contributing sectors are agriculture, manufacturing, and service. And third is the scholastic skills. Scholastic centered are there, that is mainly research, innovation, and intellectual abilities. So there is a widespread recognition that skills and human capital have become a backbone of economic prosperity and social well-being in the 21st century, which are relevant for establishing social role, social power, and social status. So let us, the life coping skills are essential, and it is a must for the selection by the students. So then all learners are to be part of the life coping skills. But sector skills, the students who are interested normally in the employment related activities as a priority. So then they should focus on career, as a career essential should be the choice. And for most of the average learners should prefer for this one. And scholastics is mainly the economic oriented, and it should be mainly the option, and selection must be option, and it is only for accelerated or gifted learners it should be there. As we know, the life coping skills includes basic skills, mainly the communication, computer applications, and numeracy. These are things. If the dearth of basic skills leads to the welfare dependency and also dropout and unemployment. But analyzing skills mainly looks at the rational thinking, decision making, and problem solving and reasoning. So the lack of analyzing skills are the characteristics of failure and addiction and criminalization. So these are the things the education system should look at. The personal skills, mainly responsibility, integrity, honesty, and self-management and social engagement. So these are the things. So the absence of personal skills attributes for corruption, violence, and social conflicts. So that's the reason life coping skills are mandatory for all the students, because it is the World Students Day. What student is needed, required, just mentioning those particular points. Finally, the skills that enable the student to be independent, confident, financially accountable, and well informed, and ultimately should show the leadership. So here, what in the institution, what he is learning is the knowledge of things as they were in the past, and as they are said to be in the present, and as they ought to be, which is in the future or to predicted. So normally we should guide as a mentor. The first generation student should have the employment intent, and second generation should have the scholastic pursuits, and third generation student should have the entrepreneurship as a career. So this kind of options we have to guide for the students. Normally the power of the students, if you look at the requirements of tomorrow are the task of today, and students need challenges and work to motivate and accomplishing the goals. The education provide necessary training to handle the demands of the community, ultimately help them to attain wisdom. If an opportunity is given at right time and a right manner, so they can even lead the country to better times. So that's the student power. So we have to aware of it, and those are the pathways of the greatness is possible, which APJ Abdul Kalam has mentioned in this particular book, The Pathways of Greatness. So as you know, the Sanskrit shloka, which Bhartrhari mentioned long ago, the importance of education. Education adds beauty to an individual. It is an art of awakening and natural curiosity of mind. And education is a hidden treasure. It guarantees fame, prosperity, and happiness. Education is the supreme of God. It serves as a relative and friend in alien lands. Education is the teacher of all teachers. It is honored by rulers and provides wisdom. So that is the reason who is a student, we consider by definition, who seeks the education, he is considered as a student. So there is a difference between qualification and education. Qualification is acquiring simply a degree. Education is experiencing something which he can add value to the society and to himself. So that's what normally we look at. Further, if you look at, so normally whatever the education qualification is acquired, it should be rendered useful for the service of the society. So normally the service provides the education provides the knowledge provides the power, and power provides the work, and work gives certainly strength, and this strength is nothing but health, and health is nothing but wealth. So service is wealth, just how we can see. So you know very well, once you started serving the people, that will give an experience. That is the reason NSS activity is one of the things. Community service enable to understand how the society is working and functioning. So that he is able to. So that is education. So which education normally provides the knowledge. This knowledge, once you have the knowledge, you are more powerful. Once you are powerful, you have the work. Once you are having work, the friends will come around you to reach and to seek the help or not, to strengthen your hands like that. So then you will become strength. When you are strong enough, then you can, it is considered your health. So health is nothing but a wealth, because we know very well. So further, if you look at, there is another important thing, live to serve. So why if one want to live, so ultimately should serve. That means to live, one has to love, so that he should have a passion. So if want to live, we should have a passion. The passion should lead for learning. So then love should lead for learning. The learning should come with the labor. If you put up effort, the labor, then only you will be able to learn it. So then you can leave a legacy for someone to follow. So that means ideas may lead for innovation and values may lead for protection. So in the process, you acquire certain values. So these are the things normally we go ahead. And the prosperity in new millennium, if you look at it, should be the learner-centered education or student-centered education, parent-centered family, and human-centered development, and knowledge-centered society, and innovation-centered technology. So student-centered creativity and faculty-centered quality, administration-centered excellence, and institution-centered progress. So this what to be accomplished. So finally, if you look at it, is the people, prosperity, planet, people, prosperity, peace, and partnership. So where knowledge is produced locally or globally, exploited nationally, globally, and diffused nationally, globally. So technology generation, technology innovation, and technology collaborations. Promotion of technology results in economic development. So once these things are happening, there is a progress or growth. The progress or growth will go with the three aspects. One is technology, second one is management, and third one is values. So technology, if you apply to the different sectors of agriculture, manufacture, and service sector, it will be normally the productivity improves, growths. And then if you have the management, proper management, mainly financial, organizational, and human resources, so then it will be further value will be added. So this particular further value addition should go with the quality and accountability and human consents. If this value is not being added, so peruguta viruguta korake, whatever the growth has happened, the technology and management. I remember the Telugu Desam CEO, considered Nara Chandrababu Naidu, when he's in term, so he was looking known as a technology savvy and good manager. But finally, he was not able to look at the values which has to be carried along with these two has been lost. Then he lost the power. So this normally I look at all in that direction earlier. So now finally, I would like to tell you the World Student Day quote are there with APJ Abdul Kalam, which he has made. Some of those things which before the concluding. So books become permanent companions. Sometimes they are born before us, they guide us during our life journey and continue for many generations. So we should get the student to develop a culture of reading the books. So that is nowadays being lacking. So that we have to get it adopted, and don't take rest after your first victory, because if you fail in second, more lips are waiting to say that your first victory was just a luck. Okay. You should continue. So thinking should become your capital asset, no matter whatever ups and downs you come across in your life. All these are the quotation, just I am giving the APJ Abdul Kalam's from various books. The failure will never overtake me if my determination to succeed is strong enough, and my needs difficulties in life because they are necessary to enjoy the success. So anyone should undergo all kinds of hardships if you want to enjoy the success. So it should not be a spoon feeding type situation. You have to dream before your dreams can come true. And if you want to shine like sun, first burn like a sun. So that's what he made it in the inspiring thoughts in one of the books which he published. So finally, I look at the things. So the sustainability is one of the important aspect, that is socially, environmentally, economically. Three more ways of sustainability is required. So then only it is possible to progress through innovation. If sustainable is one of the peace characteristic, then people should be treated equally, and the profit should be viable, or prosperity should be viable, and the planet should be bearable. So promoted by science, navigated by engineering, driven by technology, and governed by humanity. So these concepts the students should imbibe and work in that direction, then they will be successful in their career, and progression is possible. So thank you very much for the organizers for giving me this opportunity, and also being part of this today's World Students Day, because we celebrating such a great personality, and I am being part of delivering a lecture on this occasion. I feel so privileged and proud. I thank you, Dr. Ramnanak and Sri Anjay Garu and other executive members, so choosing me as the chief speaker of this today's event. So
thank you, Professor. Thank you, Professor. Wonderful and highly appreciable speech, sir. Particularly the father of Indian missiles, for His Excellency, the late President of India, Dr. A.J. Abdul Kalam. ఒక మాట చెప్పాలంటే డాక్టర్ రవీంద్రనాథ్ సాబ్ ఆల్సో ఎమెంట్ ప్రొఫెసర్. Some people came joined in the Zoom from Delhi. I think Dr. Manoj Kumar sir, Joint Secretary UC on the line, and Professor Fatima Mary Madam and Professor Sevanti Madam, Dr. Prasad, all are joined. Women also joined. Very happy. And I request Dr. Manoj Kumar, Joint Secretary UC, kindly respond by our Honorable Professor Ravindranath Emet Professor speech. Kindly, Professor Dr. Manoj Kumar sir, Secretary UGC, please respond.
Namaskar, Manoj.
Yeah, Manoj ji.
How are you?
Manoj sir, I think Manoj sir has gone somewhere. I requested Professor Radhakrishna sir, before vote of thanks, you want to respond to some important point. Professor Radhakrishna Garu. Sir, you unmute yourself, sir. Or shall I go for unmute? Radhakrishna Garu, మీరే unmute చేసుకోండి. సార్ అన్మ్యూట్ కండి రాధాకృష్ణ గారు. మహేష్ సార్ అన్మ్యూట్ చేయి.
Right. Okay.
You have to compute with sir.
Wonderful and illuminating speech, lecture by Professor Ravindranath, eminent professor, and he has covered almost to international things and national things and local things like CEO of Television Party and all that. Okay, but I feel the teacher is very, very important to impart the education to the student. So teaching learning process is very, very important. Teaching is an art and well as science. Before teaching, one has to learn the subject thoroughly and practice, experiment from concepts and understanding. To understand the engineering subject, two important aspects to be considered. Fluency in English language, appropriate mathematical knowledge. If you prepare for 2 hours or more, only you can deliver 1 hour lecture. Method. First, thoroughly study the syllabus 2 to 3 times and get the entire picture of the subject matter. As the syllabus is divided into 8 units or 5 units, now concentrate on the units, refer to the textbooks, make notes and understand the implications, discuss with subject experts, and try to see that practical aspects, if possible. Try to refer reference books and handbooks to get the depth knowledge. Enter the classroom with preparation. Give the introduction to the subject in the first class, referring syllabus and its application and implication. Structure and plan your lecture for a duration of period leaving 5 minutes for attendance and 5 minutes for revision. Try to get feedback by eye contact and body language. Observe the students with keenness, give an impression about seriousness, give examples and solve problems for better understanding, correct and restructure your lesson as per the feedback. Use simple sentences on your lecture, expand difficult points and stress important points. Revise the whole content at the end of the lesson. Next day, briefly give the salient features of previous lesson. These are I have learned by NBA accreditation, which I went through. I was head of all the 5 departments, CSC, IT and everything. And we could achieve the accreditation in Vidyadvati Institute of Technology. We practice all this and we have moved a teaching diary. We have students' diary and question papers. All those were in a file. And so that what books we have referred, we have given. And because of that, we could get the accreditation for 3 years. I tried for 5 years, but we could not get it. But all the 5 departments, we got 3 years accreditation. So all these I have learned because of the accreditation programs. And people like old registrar Ram Reddy Garu was my guide, and Mr. Narasimha Reddy from Srinidhi was also my guide to
Yes, Srinidhi.
accreditation. Practicals are very, very important. If you see, in Usmania University, where I studied my BA, they consider 50% cost for practicals, whereas in NTU it is 40%. So that has to be changed. Another point is what university should do is importance of quality. In Japan, quality is taught in schools, whereas even in the college we are not teaching quality. The quality, what is quality? Fitness to use, fitness to standard, fitness to cost, fitness to changing needs of customer or customer satisfaction. Who are our customers? Students are our customers. So we should plan accordingly and give quality improvement, quality education. Empowerment means commitment, teamwork, sacrifice, and work culture. All this is covered by Ravindranath. Purpose of the business is to keep customer. That is, our customer is student and their parents. Because students are primary customers, parents are secondary because they are financing it. So youth is a blunder, manhood is a struggle, old is a regret. Why quality? Thinking makes the man creative, suggestion makes the organization better. So let us start at least now the quality education and importance of quality should be given. Thank you very much for the opportunity given to me before vote of thanks. Thank you, Ramana, and thank you, Ravindranath and Anjay Garu. Right. No mic. Mic is not there.
Thank you.
Yeah.
Sir, Professor Ramacharya is there, Professor Mohyuddin, Professor Shantisri, Professor Dr. Fatima Meher Madam, and Kondalagar is there. And from NIT Warangal, Dr. Rajendra Saab is there. Our Brahmadigar chairman is there. Sir, I am requesting any professors responding, kindly unmute yourself and respond. Sir, Ramacharya Garu, Suryan Garu, Professor Mohyuddin Saab. Professor Mohyuddin.
Good evening, one and all. So this is Professor Mohyuddin, and today about Abdul Kalam is given a very good lecture about students' day, and Ravindranath sir is given a lot of inputs to understand by even a lot of things given by sir, and even our Radhakrishna sir also given a good information. It is very even understandable and what exactly the students are required and how to understand the subjects and all. So really thanks to Ravindranath sir.
Thank you, Professor Mohyuddin Saab. I am requesting Joint Secretary UUC from Delhi, Professor Dr. Manoj Kumar. Please respond. Manoj Kumar Saab, line में आइए. Professor Ramacharya Garu, Suryan Garu, Dr. Shantri Madam, Women Empowerment, Shantri Madam and Fatima Mary Ma'am. Dean FSCA, Fatima Mary Madam, kindly respond. CMR CET. Dr. Fatima Mary Ma'am. I am requesting Dr. SP Fatima Ma'am, kindly respond.
Thank you, sir. I wasn't able to unmute myself actually.
Thank you very much for giving me a minute to address this gathering. This is such a wonderful platform where most of the seniors in the academic field have come together. And it's really unfortunate that it is not reaching out to the students, basically, being a holiday week and everything. But one thing that I want to stress upon is, all the talks that I was listening to are really wonderful. And another thing, as somebody said, we seniors need to understand these present generation students. So to do that, we need to think like them, and maybe not act like them, but know the technology and everything, so that it will be easier for us to understand their mentalities, to teach, and for them to learn in a better way. We being seniors cannot say like we are done with our education. As Abdul Kalam says, I think of myself as a learner for life. So I think everybody should feel the same. And to understand the students better, I once again stress upon thinking like them, and knowing the technology. Because I was just watching the screen, I saw some trouble, some technical issues with everyone going on, because we are far behind this technology. To keep up with the present generation, I think we need to learn all the time and update ourselves. So a day like this, Abdul Kalam's day, the whole world recognizing it is really a very, very wonderful thing. And I'm happy that I'm a part of this. I'm not an engineer, I'm an English professor and Dean for Faculty and Student Affairs in CMR College of Engineering and Technology.
Thank you,
But
ma'am.
I associate
Thank you,
myself.
ma'am. Kindly put a word to all your faculty, scholars to become member in Institute of Films.
Sure, sir. I'll do that. Yeah.
I'm really proud of
Thank you very
Dr.
much for giving me this opportunity.
Thank you. Kindly join 30th AJ meeting, ma'am. Kindly, 30th. So I'm requesting Shantisri, ma'am. Shantisri, madam.
Yes, sir. Thank
Shantisri garu.
Yeah, good evening, sir. Good evening, sir. It's a great pleasure to attend this session today. Unfortunately, luckily, I have seen your message and I joined. I'm very happy to be here. And I recently took this one also FIE membership. I recently completed PhD. Yeah, and recently completed PhD also. So for as these talks are like enlightening for us, especially the professors said, don't stop at the first success, step into the second one. Then only people will recognize, people will give you the, you will get knowledge, you will get all the stuff. So that was very enlightened me. I felt very happy hearing this, and I myself inspired with that sentence especially. So hopefully we'll look forward into that, and we'll try to innovate the students also. And I feel like every faculty has to be sit in shoes of student, then only we can understand their mind, and we can improve the knowledge of the students, and also we can get innovative projects. Yes. And also from that products like that, we can make it in, we can successfully, we can do the Make in India program. So thank you, sir. Thank you for giving the opportunity. Yeah, thank you very much, sir.
And thank you, ma'am. And kindly try to join all our students and faculty in our IA, kindly. And madam, kindly join 30th AGM. I am requesting
Sure,
Brahmadigar,
sir, definitely, sir.
chairman elect. Respond.
Sure, sir. Thank you. Yeah.
Thank you.
Thank you, Chairman Professor Ravana Naikaru. Thank you for giving me this opportunity. And really, I learned a lot. I felt spellbound for the presentation of Professor Ravindranath Garu. I felt myself, went back as a student, and I felt I'm a student. I should again recollect all my the qualities what he has really has explained, the qualities a student should have, and what type of character, integrity, or whatever qualities a student should possess, and how even others should respect a student who is going to be the future of the any country. Of a student is the future of the any of the country. So, sir, wonderful presentation, sir. Really is very appreciable, and you have elaborately given a very instinct and insight into the books of the what Kalam Sahab has taught to the people, and it is really a role model and a standard set by our beloved ex-president of India, Dr. Abdul Kalam, and hats off to him. And also I salute you, sir. Thank you very much. Thank you for the wonderful.
Thank you, sir. Ramana Garu, Venkatramana Garu, MIE, Association of Retired Engineers, Hyderabad. Anna Ramana, kind spot. You unmute yourself. Ramana Garu, unmute Kandi. Professor Ramacharya Garu, sir, meer matlad, sir.
Good evening to you all.
Thank you, sir.
Am I audible?
Yes, we are audible, sir.
See, one thing is, I am very extremely happy and congratulate Professor Ravindranath for his great lecture, which he included perhaps every item of education, right from perhaps not only the things, and of course our Radhakrishna has also added some more things for these things. But today, with the expansion of engineering education, which is a must perhaps, we have a student population of different societies and different cultures and different work ethos. So, and the industries and engineering, we require a particular, perhaps a particular industry in a particular these things in a particular place. You require a particular work ethos to be successful there. So that is very difficult to achieve teachers, and because yesterday's students are today's teachers. That is another important things which are forgotten. They need some more before they are introduced into this profession of teaching. So the students and teachers relationship, there is a very critical, and it's very important for us to look into more details and then try to find out some solutions. Not just like that, we just providing a library will not help us much. Providing these things is not much, but the teacher is more important and the student is also very important. Both these things have to be kept in mind when we are trying to see to educate people for the prosperity of the country. So engineering education, of course, we have already, Professor Ravindranath has already said, education and qualification is different. So when we get to students with some qualifications and all these things, we are not able to rely on that because work ethos is missing. If work ethos is not there, then automatically whatever the information he has got it, and it can be successfully implemented or used in the industries or for the development of country or industry. So I don't want to much further talk on these things because it's a very vast topic. In fact, I had the opportunity to meet Dr. Abdul Kalam when he was in ISRO. He was bringing the RH-560 rockets for launching. I was an engineer there, so I had some opportunity to interact with him some November. So he is a great engineer and he has got his commitment and he has developed work ethos in these operations, DRDO also, very efficiently, and that is one of the things which you could learn something from him. So small things, I congratulate both Ravindranath, Professor, and Professor Radhakrishna and others also. And thank you very much.
Thank you, Professor. Thank you. You are great. You are great opportunity to work with our Dr. Abdul Kalam Garu. Thank you. Sir, I am requesting Srinivasachari Garu, kindly respond for one of it. Kindly. Srinivasachari Sahab, Ramana Garu, Suryan Garu, anybody from yourself, you have to admit yourself. Kindly, sir. Yes, today's festival, some people are going for watching our Palapitta. That is concluded in 5 to 10 minutes. Suryan Garu. Sir, Professor Ravindranath Sahab helped as a Dean of Usman University, so many colleges for this World Bank Technical Education Quality Program, TechCube, sir. And really, some more ACT projects, UG projects, we are proud of him, sir. So, Srinivasachari Garu, and the only one scholar, today's scholar is our young boy, Mr. Dr. Prashant from Usman Engineering College. Prashant. So last scholar, let us go for a before present. Prashant. Ramana Garu, Associate of Veterinary Engineers, Ramana Garu, Venkatramana Garu, MIE. Dr. Ravi Kumar P, FIE. A Joint Secretary UC also came, I think he has gone. So now I'm requesting Professor Radhakrishna Garu propose a vote of thanks.
Okay. Thank you, Ramana Garu. And I'm very glad to propose vote of thanks of this very, very important lecture on World Students' Day. And Professor Ravindranath has covered a lot of things. And I thank you for giving us illuminated lecture. And also, he has covered international, national, and the importance of our Abdul Kalam's missile man. Even missile man's birthday is celebrated at Switzerland. That is one good thing. They have started recognizing him, the international. His books are very valuable. Wings, one of the book is very famous, that is, but I could not read them. Ravindranath has read it. Good, we should have it in the library so that we can also read and learn something from him. Still, we are students. Though I am 80 plus, but still I am learning. So I say everybody is a learner in the life.
You are a scholar.
I thank all the people who have paid past chairmen, council members, president, chairman, secretary-elect, Brahma Reddy Garu, and Venkateswara Garu, and other Honorary Secretary Anjay Garu, and other members who have spared their time on the important day of Dasara, and we could learn something from the people. So I thank the staff, IAS staff, who has spared their time in the festival holiday, and I thank the media for coverage, untired coverage of the proceedings. Thank you all. Happy Dasara.
Thank you, sir. As Ravindranath said, we should have a large aim, sir. Our aim is to develop our IA only.
Yeah.
Large aim, Abdul Kalam said. So let's go for Janagamana, sir. Janagamana. All of you join Janagamana.
Become members of IA and learn things so that good programs are going on here. So thank you. Thank you all.
Thank you, sir. Janagamana, sir.
Janagamana, please.
Once again, happy World Student Day, all of you.
Right.
जनगण मन अधिनायक जय हे भारत भाग्य विधाता पंजाब सिंध गुजरात मराठा द्राविड उत्कल बंगा विंध्य हिमाचल यमुना गंगा उच्चल जलधि तरंगा तव शुभ नामे जागे तव शुभ आशीष मांगे गाहे तव जय गाथा जन गण मंगलदायक जय हे भारत भाग्य विधाता जय हे जय हे जय हे जय 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 हे
Jai Hind. Happy Vijay